Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. I'm Joey McWilliams. Glad to get to be with you tonight on a Tuesday evening. The time change has occurred, and I think that was a little while back. I think I'm still adjusting to it somewhat right now. It's nice to see that the sun is still out well into the evening. We can get things done after you get home from work and just spend a little bit more time with the family now. Spring break has sprung, and okay, everything now is starting to wind down just a little bit. So with school doing its part, I wanted to get a chance to bring someone in who knows one of the schools in Bryan County quite intimately, Kate McDonald, who is the superintendent of schools at Silo Independent School District. And Kate, we've talked about this for a while. I've wanted to have you come on and visit with me and just get to share with the community about all the cool things that are going on at Silo. It is I think it's always something nice. Every time that I either drive up, drive by, or text you or call you, there's always something good, always something positive. And I just want to commend you for that personally, to get to say it's always something neat. So thank you for being on with me tonight.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Kate McDonald in her 11th year at Silo, 6th as the superintendent. Let's talk about something that happened recently. Now, I know that I broadcast sports, and that's the drinking game here on BCP Live. It is water. It is water. But that in broadcasting sports, I want to talk about sports first because the Lady Rebels just completed a fantastic season, and girls basketball making it all the way to the state championship game. Came up a little bit short against perennial powerhouse in Howe. No shame there, but what a run. Talk about what this has meant for the school and you getting to watch this ride.
It was a lot of fun. It's the most fun you can have in one weekend is the basketball state tournament. It had been quite a while since Silo had been there. It had been since, I think, 2001, 2002 was the last time the girls had been to the state tournament. So it was just a great run. And it kind of started off odd. We had the big Snowmageddon. And so our district and regional had to play in 1 week. So it was play a game, sit, play a game, sit, play a game, sit. And then we got to area and we beat Latta, who is one of our rivals always. It seems like in everything that we do. We had to travel to Chickasha to do that. And when we got to the state tournament, we played Hartshorn, and then we met up with Dale, who's another rival for us. And the girls they just played their hearts out. We had a 1-point win Thursday night, 1-point win Friday night, and then got to the finals with Howe, and we came up short. And honestly, I'm like, I think we just ran out of gas way that we were having to play to get there. But and we were so proud of them. They played great. They just really represented our school well. It had so much try and heart. And as you were talking earlier, just watching the end of the Dale game, we were down, but we were never out. We just kept coming. And they won the game to get to the finals. So
I think that's the phrase I used to Mrs. Patriot when I got back home was that, after 2 1-point wins like that against tough teams, including Dale, I think they just ran out of gas. But my goodness, what a ride that they took their fans on, and I think all of Bryan County on in getting to be back to the state tournament one more time. We're into spring now, and it's already a different spring than what it was a year ago. And I think that there's so much about that's just nice. And you almost breathe a sigh of relief looking at things on the calendar and knowing you're going to get a chance to get these things done. Besides sports, what are the other things that are going on right now at Silo?
Well, of course, testing is just around the corner. Our juniors are going to take the ACT the first week of April. And so that kind of starts off the state testing run where we'll have multiple days where we'll be using every computer lab that we have because everything is going to be on the computer for the most part. And we'll just stay busy with that nonstop to get all of our kids ran through during that window as best as we can. So it'll be a busy time for our teachers, for our testing coordinators, and especially for our guidance counselors that they have a lot on their plate trying to take care of that and get all that done before the end of school hits.
One of the other things I saw in there, and shout out to Teresa. Thanks to everyone for watching tonight. It's always good to see your name come up there, Teresa. That makes my night. But with events like the state testing, and man, it's come. That's the one thing I'm sure the kids probably aren't as excited about. With all the other things, oh my goodness, we still have to have state testing.
The very end, they had hope alive that they were going to say, okay, we're not going to this year because it's been such a crazy year. They had hope alive, and they probably will keep it until the day that they walk into the testing room. But we are having tests. The state of Oklahoma is pushing forward with those, so we're going to take them, and it's just a part of it. We're going to do the best we can, and then move on.
One of the things, though, then they can look ahead to, and this is actually, I think, in the midst of some of the state testing stuff, you all have prom. That's a welcome return to some kind of normalcy, isn't it?
Yes, we did have our prom last year, but it was in June. We had it in the summer, and so we are actually having it April 10th. And we love to see our kids decked out and have a great time, and our kids always enjoy themselves. We seem to have no problem keeping kids on the dance floor. I've been at schools before where everyone's just kind of sitting around waiting for them to crown the king and queen dancing. But these guys always seem to have a real good time with that. And so we're excited about that. And I have a kid that's going to be going this year. So that's big in this household. So we're ready.
That's incredibly cool. And that's always a big deal when there's somebody in your own house that's getting to be a part of something like that. We're speaking tonight with Kate McDonald, who's the superintendent of schools at Silo. And again, as I mentioned earlier, just talking about, it's always nice to get to hear from you because of the good things that are going on. One of the things that kind of it sneaked up on me a little bit today was National Ag Day. I didn't know until midway through the day it was National Ag Day. Put something out on the Patriot on the website a little bit earlier, but that is a big deal at Silo, and you all are bringing that further along now.
Yes, we're fresh off of OYE. We had so many kids that participated in that, and I want to congratulate Hallie Rowland. She got the Express Ranch scholarship. It's a $5,000 scholarship. She got to accept that at OYE. But ag is big at Silo, and it's not just showing animals anymore for us. We are big in having judging teams. We've got kids and speech contests, and that's so big for them because you may not always get to have an animal. You may not have a place to put them but you can always use professional speaking, and our kids are doing great in that. And it's something that has grown and grown. And we've grown into a 2-teacher program we had Mr. Brandon Brown, and now we have his wife, Miss Tara Brown, is also as our secondary ag teacher. And with all of our growth, that's led to us opening up a new ag building this spring. When we had our bond passed, we had a little bit of savings, and then within the bond money, and then we saved in our building fund. We were able to build a new ag building that will house both those classrooms in the same building along with the shop. And so that by this month, we should be finished up and be ready to start moving in there. So it's an exciting time at Silo for our ag students, and it's an exciting time for our school because that will free up more space in the old area where we can renovate possibly and add some more classrooms because that's something that we need more space. We're just growing and growing and growing. So.
I've had a chance to see those new facilities that you all have had since the bond and some of the improvements. It just looks so nice out there. And I saw it before, and not to denigrate before, but now is better.
Oh, yeah, because we're talking about the original school that when Mead and Cobb went together, our high school commons area was the cafeteria. Our PDC, which has our technology in it, that was the cafeteria. And because the people that work at our school that went to school there, like, yeah, this was our serving line. We walked through here, and now we're having staff development. We're having classrooms in there. But, you've got to have upgrades. You got to be able to maintain your facility. And sometimes your facility just has to change. You have to get a new facility. There's only so much maintenance you can do, especially when you just outgrow it. You have to have more space for all these kiddos that are coming into Silo. And that's just with the growth of the businesses in Durant. They're moving, and there's houses going up left and right. So we have to be able to keep the pace.
Bryan County is growing so much. It seems like every time I turn around, I drive around, see something different, and if you blink, you miss it. And then you drive by a week or two or, a month later and realize here are new houses and here's a new business. And not all the businesses, by the way, have their signs up yet. And so you look and, oh, there's another business over here. You're exactly right. And I know just even going from Highway 70 up to the school itself, there are new businesses, new house, all of the above just in that little stretch.
Right.
It's really something to watch. Well, Kate, really quickly then, and thank you so much again for being with me tonight. I know that as the spring winds down, which I don't want to take away from that, you have the sports, baseball, softball, those things are going on. We could talk about that, I'm sure, another 10, 15 minutes. You have the end of the year things, as you mentioned, state testing, banquets are coming up, and then graduation is right around the corner, and plans for that already.
Yes, we were been fortunate in the past few years to be able to use the new Bloomer Sullivan Gymnasium at Southeastern, but with COVID last year, we weren't able to get in there. So we had our graduation ceremonies outside at the baseball field. We've outgrown our gym. We don't have enough seating in there to host graduation any longer. So we had to do something, and outdoors seemed like the perfect solution last year. There's still some COVID guidelines at Southeastern that's going to keep us from being able to use that, but we're going to go ahead and have it at the baseball field again. That worked out pretty well for us last year. If we have better weather, we'll have to move it in and just limit our seating in there, or limit our guests that we can have. But it really turned out to be a neat thing last year. We were able to live stream it. A lot of people enjoyed it. And so we're going to do that again this year. And I think it turned out to be a memorable one for our kids last year. It'll be memorable for these as well this year.
Well, that's nice, and it's a nice field. It's a nice place for you all to get to have something like that. So I'm glad that you'll be there. Of course, outdoors if the weather cooperates, and I hope it does. But that goes.
Worries me is the weather, but if it happens, we'll adjust. We'll get these kids graduated.
And I know you will, and I know they'll be happy one way or the other, I'm sure. But being outdoor in a time, again, like we're the era in which we are right now, I think an outdoor event is always a positive too, because that'll help a lot of people feel better.
Right.
Just being around everyone.
Right. And I don't like telling someone you can't come watch your kid or you can't come watch your friend graduate. I want all your whole family to be there. And outdoors, maybe that's the way that we would be able to let everybody that we possibly can come.
Well, Kate, thank you so much. It is a privilege always to get to call you and to find out what's going on at Silo. Congratulations again to the Lady Rebels for a fantastic season on the basketball court. The boys team did well also, and I know that there's a lot of excitement around the baseball and softball teams that didn't get a chance to show what they have last spring. Now they're getting that opportunity. And the last word on Silo. Anything that you'd like to say to wrap it up?
Well, I'm going to have to do some checking. I just got a text that Chase Corbin, one of our seniors, he tied the national home run record for one inning today. So I've got to get with him and see what's going on with that. But I saw that on a blast from Channel 10. It said he hit 3 tonight. So
wow.
I want to talk to Chase about that tomorrow. He'll be pretty excited. But we're always proud of our kids, regardless of what they do. Our elementary always has something going on. Summer school will happen this year. We didn't get to have it last year, but we work with Choctaw Nation and we'll host their posse school. And this year we're extending that through the 6th grade. So our 7th through 12th grade, they have summer school as well. We do credit recovery. We try to bridge any gaps, but our 6th grade and down, they're really in for a treat being a part of the Choctaw Posse program. It's going to be something really special. And I know the teachers are looking forward to it as well. So we'll get to do that through June, and it's going to be a good time for us. We get to spend a little extra time with those kiddos that we missed out on seeing this past year.
Fantastic. That is, again, you wrapped it up well, Kate. You gave us good, positive things. Even in your closing, it was great to get to hear from you. Kate McDonald, Superintendent of Schools at Silo. And I'm going to follow up that story. We'll have more about that on the Patriot and maybe even on Midwest Sportsnet's YouTube channel too. We'll see what we can do. Anyway, Kate McDonald, thank you so much for taking time with us tonight here on BCP Live. God bless you all, and props to the Silo school system. Close out this year strong.
All right. Thank you, Joey.
I sure do appreciate having her on with us tonight. What a blessing. Wow. And we may have even had breaking news there. It may have may go more. I mean, how cool is that to get to find out live on the air someone hit 3 home runs in an inning? That's we want to check on that and find out exactly how all that went down, but that's really pretty cool. Okay, I have my Southeastern shirt on. I've been wearing this all day long, and let me wrap up our time tonight. Not go too long, but I do want to give a shout out to Southeastern. Now, we could have talked about rodeo with Kate, because I know that she knows a thing or two about rodeo. As having a son, by the way, on the Southeastern roster for rodeo this year. But the Southeastern rodeo teams did well last weekend. Of course, last week we talked with Coach Christy Broderick, the Southeastern rodeo coach, and they were hosting the girls, the women's team. Excuse me. I don't know. How old does that make me sound? Anyway, the women's team was able to, after the event, they're now first in the Central Plains region. That is really cool. The men are third in the Central Plains region. And a shout out, by the way, also to Caitlin Hobby, who won barrel racing on the weekend, and she is also now leading the Central Plains in that category right now, and that is region-wide. So that's really pretty cool. And of course, as Coach Broderick talked about, Oklahoma, Kansas, so many different rodeo teams from colleges throughout these two states. And these are some quality rodeo teams, by the way, in these two states. And you're talking, Division II, like Southeastern Division I, NAIA, junior college, you name it. These are solid rodeo schools. And so that's what's going on. Props to the Southeastern rodeo team. Southeastern baseball, 2-1 victors over Northeastern, a non-conference game, a midweek game. Took 11 innings to get it done. Southeastern with the win on the baseball diamond. And from the volleyball court, Bloomer Sullivan Gymnasium, the newly renovated Bloomer Sullivan Gymnasium, Southeastern. And I was there for the first set and a half. And when I left, because I wanted to come make sure everything was good to get to do the show tonight, when I left, Southeastern had won set one and was up 10 points. Yes, 10 points in set two. Wound up winning set two 25-7 and closed out 25-19. Southeastern's volleyball team gets its first win of the season, first match of the season that the Savage Storm is victorious. They do it at home in front of a home crowd. I think I do need some water now. With my Southeastern alumni mug. So, props to Coach Nicole Solom Mitchell and her squad for getting the first win of the season. Did so over a very good Southwestern team and swept them. I know. So that's really pretty cool. All right. I think I've hit. Oh, no. There's one more thing we have to mention tonight. One more thing. Don Hyde. That's right. Don Hyde. The Don Hyde is looking for help. I saw that he had posted a little bit earlier today. Pearl Snap Entertainment, that is his DJ company, his broadcasting company. He needs a new logo. So you need to stop by Don Hyde's Facebook page, check out the logo that's there. He's looking for someone to get him a new logo. And he said that he would pay $100. That's right. If we were concerned about what country these dollars were going to be coming from. Anyway, he said he would pay $100 for that. So check out Don Hyde's Facebook page. All right. Well, it's been a long night talking. By the way, I broadcast sports. I want to close out our time together by thanking Kate McDonald for coming on with me tonight. And we are continuing to grow this. I encourage you, for those of you watching one way or the other, this is also being broadcast not just on Facebook, but also on YouTube. So please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also encourage people to subscribe to Midwest Sportsnet YouTube channel. We're trying to grow both of those. That helps us all around in the business here. Teresa, thank you for watching tonight, and to everyone else for watching tonight. I want to close with these words as always. Number one, be wise. Be wise, walk in wisdom. If you feel like you lack wisdom, the Bible says in James chapter 1, God said if you just ask, he'd give you wisdom, and he wouldn't even look down on you. He said it wouldn't find fault. He'd give wisdom liberally, generously, and without finding fault. I think that's really pretty cool. Number two, walk in love. It doesn't hurt anything to walk in love, not at all. And it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile anyway. I've heard that many times. That's what all these are smile lines over here. These are smile. That's 50 years old. I'm trying to make 50 look good, by the way. I'm trying. Don't tell me one way or the other. But I'm going to say I make 50 look good. Anyway, they're smile lines. They're for smiling and walking in love. And the best thing you can do with your day is to love and bless and even forgive when people need forgiving, because most of us need forgiveness at least once or twice or 30 times a day. And finally, do not walk in fear. Look, there are all kinds of things going on around us right now. every time, every week that I come on the show, we can look at the news and say, yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Doesn't matter. Don't walk in fear. Have respect for the situation, but do not walk in fear. Be wise, walk in love. Don't walk in fear. Teresa, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and to everyone else for watching tonight. Have a good night. We're going to do this again next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. And we're going to be having more than one guest coming up in some future episodes. So be tuning in for that. All right. God bless you all. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night.